Hello Chipsters, it's me Gav. Apologies for what is a second video in 2 days, and both of them not really interesting to you, but I'm working on this, as you guys know. I keep showing you the box. There we go. It's the Bust of the Few, as the title will suggest, which I believe this is number 3 in the series that I'm putting up. The only reason I'm putting this video up now is I've worked on the jumper. I've stopped at that stage with it. Personally, I don't think it needs that much more doing to it. Maybe some more shaded areas, but I don't want to make too much of a transition jump, if that makes sense, from dark and light. It's a wool material, so I don't know. The highlights wouldn't be as bright, and the shadow areas. You could say the shadow areas can be whatever they like, I suppose. But anyway, I've done the jumper, which you'll see in a minute. I've done the scarf. The scarf really is a work in progress. I wanted it green, which I've painted it. The green needs a lot more work. It's too rushed, really, and I was really just, you could almost say, sketch. I didn't sketch it because I've sketched the jacket, which is the main reason I'm doing this video. But it was really one of these things that, if it looked right, I'd run with it, and if it doesn't look right, I'll either repaint it. I'll still be having a green scarf. I didn't want to just a green scarf. I wanted dots like the guy's got here. The artist here has done really tiny dots, and but not saying this is the reason, but that when you do small dots, you can often get away with them not being completely round. I'm not saying his isn't, or her. But mine aren't. I wanted them slightly bigger. I wanted quite. I'd seen some on. There might have even actually been American or German aircrew, but they were quite larger spots, and that's what I wanted on mine. The only problem with that is, I was dotting them on, trying to get them as round as I can, but some of them aren't. So I've either got to try and trim those up a bit. Also, the colour wasn't exactly. I wanted it a bit more. See, I quite like the colour of the blue there because it has that silky appearance. I don't have the skills yet to completely do that, as you will see. So yeah, the green needs working on, I think, but we'll get there. Sometimes you just have to stop, paint something else, or in my opinion, paint something else on the bust that's round it, and you just get an idea. Then the colours come into your head. Yes, this is right, or no, that's working. No, that isn't working. So yeah, the main reason of this video is I've done the sketching on the jacket. Sketching is putting the highlights, the very almost the top of the highlights, the shaded areas. I've also just put a mid-tone joining them up roughly in between. So for all intents and purposes, the jacket's blue, but in lots of different shades, and some of them quite funky at the moment. My idea is, obviously I'm going to blend and glaze or whatever these in together, but I still, let me just turn around here and get my trusty book, my Kirikane of AK figure painting book. I've still got a ways to go, and I will be putting texture in that jacket as well. So sorry, I've got things everywhere. The desk is completely invaded by Frenchmen at the moment. I've got ancient Gauls and Napoleonics, all French. Anyway, sorry, I digress. So the idea is to obviously merge those different areas together. Put some textures in. Now that will take a while, so I just wanted to show it, just in case people, and again this is my interpretation of putting a sketch on. There'll be lots of other people's interpretations. Again, your figure, you go with how you feel comfortable or confident with, but this is my way of doing it at the moment, and I wanted to show it before I start blending everything in and putting textures on and things like that, because then it'll completely, hopefully, change what you're about to see. So join me at the bench and we'll have a look. Right guys, thanks for joining me at the bench. Let me put my reading glasses on, because as usual I won't be able to see a thing that I'm trying to describe to you. Right, and a bit of a pointy stick. I've left it, as I say, this comes, if you want to put it on the display, I tried to use it stuck in my cork bung here just as a bit of a way to paint with. I don't know if it's a particularly great idea. I keep expecting it to break off the pin anytime soon. And once I've got the weight of the head on, I don't know if it'll stand the weight, but we'll see. So this is a sketch I've done on the jacket. So we've put all our dark colours in, our light colours and our mids. Obviously they will change as I'm painting. Right guys, I just wanted to stop for a second because I thought I never actually showed you what I was painting with. So we're let's get back if we can. Sorry, I'm just using my mini tripod. So this is your scale 75 and the Sky and Ice blue paint set. And I'm using, in the shadow areas, deep blue. Then I went straight up to the very top highlights and put this Canterbrick blue. It's always a nice colour, that. And then navy blue in the mid-tones. So we'll just get that out of the way. I'd also just like to, I was sent these for Christmas by a tubester and his wife. They want to remain nameless, so we'll keep it at that. I've not used them until this bust because I was saving them for this bust. Because as I say, this is a special one for me, with as it's a tribute to my pup who's passed away. So these are Kolinsky Rosemary & Co. Kolinsky's Series 33s, and I've only used a couple so far, but very, very nice brushes. I like them. Nice points to them. Nothing's. We haven't got hairs flipping out, one side or the other. They're holding a point nice at the moment. So to you guys that sent me those, thank you very, very much. I really do appreciate that. It's taken a while to use them because, as I say, I wanted to use them on something special, and that's this. Right. The blues. Where are we? Now you can see where I've it's quite transparent there. I wasn't particularly fussed on that, or fussed by that. So I've got a bit of black in there with the where I've put the I've sprayed the undercut. Pre-shading was the word I was after. Yeah, so I've done that and put my dark colours, the deep blue, over there. But not particularly. I always use thin paint. I wasn't going to go over it again for the moment. It really is just showing me. The whole idea of a sketch is to show you your shadow areas, your highlights, things like that. So as you can see at the moment, we're way all over with the colour from a normal Royal Air Force uniform. That's not a problem because it's all going to be worked on over the coming week or so. However long it takes. But as you can see, it's given us our shadows. It's telling me, this is, Gav, this is where you want to put your shadows. And you can always change them. It's not cast in stone, but at the moment, this is where I want my shadows. I've been putting the pup on the shoulder gently so I don't muck the paint up, but also just using the artwork as reference to where the pup goes, to where the more shadow areas are. And occasionally I've put the head on as well, just loosely, just to see. So again, all I want. Oh, and these will be for his rank, by the way. I've just left those for the moment, or I understand it more. When I was in the army, they used to give us crash courses, especially when we were in Hong Kong, on the ranks of the Royal Air Force and the Navy, because they're all it wasn't our thing, and I still can't remember them to this day. So anyway, yeah, well, I'm going to look into that more. I haven't done complete oversight. Although, to be honest with you, I was going to say complete oversight. I haven't done the jumper or the shirt. It's not so much of an oversight when I look at it now, because I'd prefer to put my lighter colours in after this dark blue, because if I do this here, up there, and then I'm working all this dark blue around, I'm bound to muck it up, and trying to get dark blue paint covered over with a light colour is going to be worse than having it on. So yeah, there's our jumper, by the way. I don't know, with the lights, I've got the lights all over the shop as usual. There is a fair bit of shading, it's not showing up as much. I don't really see the point in giving you a photograph of it at the moment. I did find these, it was problematical with the arms on, as we said, you know, trying to get things covered in and getting the paint in all the recesses. But you could, the problem is that you'd have to paint all these bits and pieces separate, then stick the arm on, then fill it, then primer it separately, and I just can't see how that would work. I've just noticed I've got a little bit of primer still showing through there. As I say, it really is a sketch, as it says, to show you where you want to be going with things. So if there are the odd bits missed, or you know, obviously it's not dark enough in places, you know, you can obviously attend to that as you start painting. So there we go, guys. As I say, it really was just to show you. As I say, I'm trying to show as I go along how I'm approaching a bust, how I do this one. They might occasionally change as I learn something new. That's a blooming big thick book there, and I'm, you know, some of the, I knew fair bits of it already, or the techniques I wanted to use, but it's a book that's well worth having. So yeah, there we go. There's our sketching. As I say, it shows us where we want to go with our colours, and it's a bit of a roadmap, and then we take it from there. I do want to probably do my jacket darker than, let's get this guy back again, this guy here. That's a bit light for me. Whenever I look at Royal Air Force uniforms at a period, I think they can be quite darker. This isn't the battle dress that was worn later on. It's the actual long jacket he's wearing, which obviously has been cut off because it's a torso, but it's the jacket with the deep pockets. It's not the... Sorry about that. My pup downstairs has obviously seen a cat out the window. Right, he's just been told off. So yeah, it's the long jacket, not the battle dress that a lot of the bomber crews and fighter crews wore a bit later on. This is obviously the earlier part of the war. Right, guys. Next time, hopefully, you'll see probably a completed jacket. We can only hope. Look after yourselves, and we'll catch each other again soon on another video. Cheers.